If you're thinking of buying a Game Boy, you need to watch this video. Buying Game Boys is becoming increasingly terrifying, and this is a great example. My friend bought this Game Boy for $300 and it's fake. And I bought this one for $350 and it could be fake. And this is just getting way out of hand. China are capitalizing off of the increasing demand in the retro gaming industry for replacement shells and other accessories for Game Boys because these things are getting old. They're getting a bit scratched up and people want to put them in nice shiny new shells. The problem lies when you are buying one of these Game Boys believing that it is real for $300, might I add, and then it comes down and it's fake. And that is essentially that's just a scam. That is just a complete scam. So I wanted to try and show you this Game Boy and show you some of the reasons why it is just horrible. It's horribly fake. The first one is the hinge. Can you hear this? That's not happening on a real Game Boy. That is absolutely abysmal. One of the other very, very obvious telltale signs for me is that this didn't come with a box, didn't come with a charger, came with absolutely nothing, unit only, and it is pristine condition. Absolutely brand new pristine condition. What's scary is that on the back it even has the Pokemon Center sticker, which is a sticker that has been printed just for this version of the Game Boy, the Pokemon one. Here's a Japanese Game Boy that I know to be absolutely 100% authentic. It's got this funky shaped bit of whatever that is on the top of it. This one is absolutely identical. There is truly nothing there to be able to tell that one is real and one is fake. So what we're looking at right now is a Game Boy that through photos online is going to look completely real, and the only thing I've told you so far is that the hinge squeaks. But when are you going to get the opportunity to check that if you're buying it online? I think buying Game Boys that look brand new when they don't come with boxes is just a bad idea. That is all I can say. But that is exactly what I have done with this one. And we will come back to this in a little bit, but I just want to try and show you this one because I bought this with my own moolah. And this was $350, which is just so much money. And I have found something immediately that makes me think it's fake. There is a sticker on the Nintendo logo. Why is there a sticker on the Nintendo logo? Now, if you haven't heard of this Game Boy, and if you're confused as to why I would pay $350 for it, this was a limited edition prize that was given to only 1,000 people in 2004. I did a whole bunch of digging to find out how this thing was won because there didn't seem to be a huge amount of information about it online. I found this article from 2004 which states that this was a prize that was obtained by either buying Donkey Konga 2 or Super Donkey Kong 2, and if you bought either of those games in a certain period of time, it came with a little leaflet, and I went on eBay and I was actually able to find some images of that leaflet. It was really difficult to get one that was fully open, but I found one and then I translated it, and yeah, it says that there was 1,000 given away and you just had to send that postcard in and it's just a prize draw and you see if you win. There was also a leaflet that was included with these Game Boys as well to say that you had won. This is a really, really desirable Game Boy and it's super duper cool. It's very simple. It's just yellow with the DK logo down there. It is actually a different color of yellow, but there's no way we can know if that's by design or if that's because one of these is fake and the other one isn't. Other than that, the only differences between the Pikachu one is that the Pikachu one has black shoulder buttons, whereas this one has brown. But is it fake? Because this looks like too good to be true. This looks too good to be true as much as this one looks too good to be true. One thing I can notice on this one, which is a really important thing to note, is that one of the screws has been pushed through the shell. Now, that's just because whoever built this was a moron and they used the wrong screw. So that is one way of telling if a Game Boy is fake, is because look out for things like that. Nintendo wouldn't have done that. But also, nor would someone who has just taken apart and built a few Game Boys before. So that's not really a great indicator. There also seems to be a huge gap here by the hinge. Relievingly, that is not the case on this one. Let's do the hinge test. No, that feels real. Also, there are scratches on the top of this Game Boy, which actually brings me a huge amount of comfort, because that probably means this gives some age to it, which is really nice to see. The sticker also has some wear on it too. I also checked the serial number, and this serial number seems to be very close to every other serial number of the Donkey Kong Game Boy that I found online, which is really important because there was only 1,000 of these made, and they would have all been made on the same production line at the same time. So that's really, really important. As for the little sticker on the Nintendo sign here, no idea why that's there. That might genuinely just be how some of them arrived, but it's kind of mental. One other thing to mention, I don't know if you can see, but this shell is slightly transparent, because you can see the speaker underneath, the black circle there, whereas you wouldn't be able to see that on something that was real. I mean, I can show you the pink one, the penis pink one too. Yeah, absolutely no chance. That also is just going to show that the shell is low quality because the plastic is thin or a different material to the original Nintendo ones. Also, just spotted, there's a screen protector on this Game Boy. That's great and all, and thanks for including that, but I'd rather it be a real Game Boy than have a screen protector on there. Another thing that is kind of mental, but by no means is any telltale sign of this being real or fake, is that there was a piece of fabric in between the screen and the buttons, and the design of the fabric, the material, has imprinted itself onto the top of the Game Boy shell, which is absolutely hilarious. How has that happened? Right, the only other way to tell if these things are real or fake is open them up. Now, obviously, this is not something you're going to be able to do if you're buying these online, but there are a few telltale signs when you look really, really closely. Look at the difference between the screws on the battery covers. The real one is domed and really nice and shiny, and it also has never been touched with a screwdriver since it's been placed there in the first place, whereas the blatantly fake one is flat. And if you look really, really closely, it looks like that screw has been chewed up somewhat. Let's go ahead and open these Game Boys up for some more information about them, but likelihood is there's going to be completely authentic parts used inside a Game Boy that's been reshelled. There's a good chance that maybe the battery's been replaced, so let's take a look inside this fake Pokemon one. Well, that didn't feel right. That is definitely a legit battery in both, so that is good news, I suppose. So here we go, let's take the back off both. This is the Donkey Kong one, and then if we take the back off the Pikachu one, here we go. Again, that is not coming off Millhouse. Oh my goodness me. That did not feel good. Yeah, the inside of both of them, completely 100% legitimate and real. So asking a seller to take photos of the inside is not even going to help you. So let me give you my final bit of advice. If you're going to buy a Game Boy online, check the seller's other items. See if they have lots of good condition, new Game Boys. Because if that's the case, be conscious of it, be wary of it. Is there any scratches on the Game Boy? Because if there are a few surface scratches, I mean, don't maybe buy one with a penis on it, but if there are some scratches, that's a good sign, to be honest with you. If there's damage on the sticker, that's a good sign. If the Game Boy looks brand new and it hasn't got a box, be wary of that, because that's a little bit suspect too. If you go into a shop and you stumble across a Game Boy that looks great, open the hinge, press the buttons, because Game Boys feel good. Game Boys don't squeak. Game Boys feel good. Also, make sure that you buy Game Boys that are the actual correct size. I don't know what this is. I just found this online and I bought it because I'm a weirdo. But why is there a limited edition miniature Game Boy? Also, I'm really glad I didn't get scammed because this Game Boy's sick. It's the Donkey Kong SP.